Okay, so now we are ready to create our PHP function to make our buttons active whenever we click on them. First of all, let's have a look at our ink folder. We've got functions.php. Let's include this file inside of on our page right at the beginning before the doc type definition. So open in PHP tag and closing one. Now require ones, and we go to the ink folder, functions.php, and now we can use whatever function is included in this file. So if we open functions.php, let's remove the entire content and start with the opening and closing PHP tag. Right at the top, we're going to define the first variable, which will be p equals, and we're going to assign a value to it, which will be home by default. That means that whenever page first loads, we haven't got any parameters sent through the URL. The first page, the first active button will be the one with the which has home assigned to it. Okay, now we're going to create if statement, and we're going to check whether the empty, whether our get parameter exists at all, and so got get. So if we have any parameters sent through the get method, then obviously the code inside of this statement will be executed. So for each get as key equals value, and inside of this loop we're going to create the variable. So we start with the dollar sign, then curly brace, then dollar sign key, which is our key passed through the URL, equals value. So we're creating for every single variable sent through the using get method, we will create the variable which we will create the variable and assign the value, actually populated through the URL as well. Okay, so now we're going to create a function called active, and this function will take one parameter. We call it val for value, and now we need to globalize our p variable to be able to use inside of this function. And now if val equals double equal sign, because we are comparing our p parameter, then we return space class equal, we have to escape to double quotes act, the class which we've created in our CSS style. As you may remember, our active class is called ACT for act. So whenever value, whichever value we're going to be passing to this function, if it's equal to the parameter sent through the URL, then this button will become active. Now we're going to apply this to our page, and we will be applying this to our li tags. So after li, right after li, before the closing li bracket, we type open in PHP tag echo active, and now we need to provide our parameter within the quotes, and the first one will be home, because we're assigning home to our p parameter. Now we copy the entire thing, put it to all the other li tags, and now obviously this one will be, instead of home, will be about us, this one will be services, this one will be gallery, and the last one will be contact us. Now if we save the whole thing, if we preview our page in the browser, you can see by default we have defined the home being the first variable, because obviously if we go back to our functions.php, you can see we've created the p variable and assigned the value of home to it. So obviously whenever the page first loads, the home page will be active, and the first home button will show as active as well. And then obviously if we have any if we have parameters sent to the URL, which means if it's not empty, or if it's existing actually, then obviously we create this loop and we create the number of variables depending on how many parameters has been sent. But anyway, so that's how it works. So we've got our active state. If we click on any of the buttons, you can see it's changing the state of the button, the status of the button. So now that we have our active button ready, it's time to have a look at jQuery and the functions file when we're going to be actually creating our animation. So that's in the next video.